I've been finding it difficult recently to decipher universal truths from generic or personalized truths for the people giving advice. And we are bombarded with so much information on the internet, if you choose to consume, that it becomes overwhelming to adhere to all the guidelines and specifications that people impose on you. That being said, there is one truth for me that I believe is applicable across the board. That's sobriety. So I am under the firm impression that your life will only truly improve. And yes, you might have a great life with vices, but that negative feeling that you have surrounding those vices won't go away until you are sober. I think that there's no hiding from those feelings. There's only distractions, and I don't think that distractions will ultimately improve your life to a point where you can be the most present, the most conscious, most or if not all of the time. And I understand we use those vices and distractions to exactly that, distract and escape. But the problem is, we're here regardless. You're gonna have to deal with that time spent on earth. And if you choose to indulge in those vices, sure, you can temporarily escape, but it comes at a cost. And that cost is that your baseline is going to be lower. And those icky feelings that each vice brings, nicotine brings the fear that you are messing up your lungs. Weed brings that groggy fogginess, short-term memory loss that you probably deep down know isn't ideal long-term. Maybe it's better. Of course, there's studies later in life. Alcohol brings that inevitable pain the next day, and there's just no avoiding it. So you can either choose to look at the highs that each substance brings, and whatever substance suits you, or you can choose to look at the lows. And I prefer to look at the lows because it is the reality of the substance, and it is the reality of the impact that it has on you. So instead of chasing those glamorized highs, focus on the lows, and you perhaps won't be as enticed as you were before. Part 2, the problems that you have before may not be the problems that you have in the future if you make the right decisions. So, the problems that I was dealing with 5 years ago are no longer the problems that I have now, and back then they seemed insurmountable, all-encompassing. It felt like that was the way that life was going to be. It took concise, conscious effort to make better decisions, to steer myself in a trajectory that better suits my goals. And I'm encouraging you to really make decisions. That's what it comes down to. It's not a willpower issue. It's not a matter of willpower, because we're not gonna win the willpower battle the most of the time. It's about decisions. For me, that's what worked. It was a yes, I do that, or no, I don't do that. And that's what it took for me to 180. And it was difficult, and it's going to come with a lot of icky feelings that were suppressed, and it's going to come with a lot of memories that were forgot about. But instead of escaping from those inevitable, I feel like they will be inevitable feelings that will persist unless dealt with, you can actually confront them, and you'll have the strength and willpower to confront them. On top of that, you will be proud of the decisions that you have made. So instead of being proud of what you were given, what you were gifted, what you were born with, it's better to be proud of the decisions that you make along the way, because those are yours. I am much more proud of the decisions that I've made today than I am of the decisions that I've made in the past. And that comes with a great sense of joy, because no one can take those decisions from you, and that's just one benefit. I think as a society, we should move past normalizing vices that ultimately detract from our mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health, because we know better. And still, it's not enforced. I think we need to fight against the marketing businesses that normalize the use of substances. So I don't think that substances are cool. Not that you do, but what I'm trying to say is that it's so ingrained in our culture that we need to be conscious about fighting against it for our health, for our well-being, for our our ability to make a positive impact on the community, our families, our relationships. And that's mind vomit of the message that I want to get across, which is life gets better when you're sober. And I do not plan on returning to substance abuse. And that's my public pledge, and that's the message that I have for you. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.